Welcome to Sports Betting Podcast from pregame.com for the week of December 2nd, 2009. I'm your host, RJ Bell. I'm joined by Marco D'Angelo, 30 years in the business, Vegas runner, a genuine professional bettor here in Las Vegas. This is segment 2 of 6, big game preview, college football, Georgia Tech, Clemson. Okay, Vegas runner, you are the line move expert. What did the line do in this game early?
Okay, this one's on a neutral site being played at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Line opened up a pick'em with a total of 54.5. As of now, we're looking at Georgia Tech, a 1-point favorite with a total of 55.5.
Okay, so what we try to do is we try to find the meaning behind the moves. Any thoughts on this? Is this significant enough to think the wise guys like Georgia Tech? Are they looking at a buyback? What's your gut feeling?
No, I don't think so at all. What they'd love to do is get the dog in on both sides of a game, and that they're not going to get that chance in this game. So I don't really think they're going to get involved unless this line moves.
Well, clearly they got involved by moving
to move it. There's still some picks out there.
All right, so slight edge it seems to Georgia Tech for the wise guys. Okay, Marco, as a handicapper, what's the one factor that jumps out in this game?
Well, Clemson has one huge advantage that they're getting to see the Georgia Tech option for the second time this year.
Yep.
As we've talked about so many times this year, that when you play a team with a gimmick-type offense, that it's tough to prepare for. Well, they've got game film from the first game to work with.
And on-field experience.
The one thing on the flip side that makes this game tough from a handicapping standpoint is that first game was a tale of two halves. They were down 24-0, Clemson was, in that first game. It was the first week of the season. It was a Thursday night game.
Yeah, 24-7 at the half.
They came all the way back and actually had a lead in the fourth quarter, and then Georgia Tech rallied and pulled the game back out.
Could you make the case that the same concept that you put forth, which was being familiar with a gimmicky offense, is an advantage in Game 2, also could have been an advantage in the second half of Game 1?
Absolutely. They made a couple turnovers in the first half that resulted in some quick scores.
Clemson turned over. Okay.
Clemson turned over. So that was it. But if you look at the actual stats from that first game, it really wasn't that big of a difference in the game. But I'm having trouble with, because the public's going to look at the game. You know how I always talk about how do you react to what the public took away from that
That's
first
one of
meeting.
your main handicapping approaches.
And in this one, do you look at it and say, Georgia Tech was up 24-0 and then they got complacent and let Clemson back into the game? Or do you look at it and will they say,
Clemson figured them out.
Clemson figured them out, now they got them and they're going to win this game. But the early line move, if the early line move would have went to Clemson, I would have been sold that that's the way the public is thinking too.
But remember now, the early moves, now that's the catch-22, is sometimes the early move is a vast majority of the action is sharp action. Sometimes it's a sharp looking for a position and where they're really liking it, and sometimes they're looking to buy back. So since, like we said, this was not around, Pick'em was not around a key number here, and getting to 3 was going to be unlikely, you got to think that the move was legitimate. But again, it's a modest move at best. All right, so now Vegas Runner has an official free pick on this game. Each week we give one official free pick each. Now, let's hype. I got two quick things I want to say. Let's hype these free picks for a minute. We try to provide a bunch of good information here, but we try to be realistic. Combined, all three of us, 27 winners and 8 losers is the streak we're on right here with free picks. Now, Vegas Runner, I'm 7-4, and I'm by far the worst. You're 9-1 right now in free picks. You're going to give us a free pick.
Yep, as
right
I
here.
said before, I haven't lost a free pick since I was tanned from the summertime.
You practiced that?
No. It just dawned on me today when I'm like, damn, I haven't lost since September. So
Marco, 11-3. And 7-4. So 27-8, this is significant. But before we get to your information, I want to really talk about the point you just made. It's very rare that a team plays twice in the same season in college football. It just doesn't happen all that often. So now with these championship games, it happens a little bit more. So to me, that's a key factor in this game.
For sure.
Another key factor that goes with it and you made a great point, is the gimmicky offense. Now, when we talk about the bowls here in a couple weeks, the college bowls, you'll get that a lot, is when you have a gimmicky offense like Texas Tech, the teams that or an option, which isn't as much anymore. And you remember back in the 80s, that was a big handicap. I was just a kid, but you remember that. Is the fact of the matter is gimmicky offenses do very well if you're not familiar with them. I think that is the number one factor in this game. I hope that's not stepping on you, VR. Give us your free
No,
pick.
not at all. I love Clemson in this spot. Whether it's a pick 'em, whether it's +1, whether it's -3. I have no doubt where the public's going to go, but I'm not interested in what the public does.
You have no doubt where they're going to go. Where is that?
They're going to bet Georgia Tech.
All right, so you're going to give us your pick, and then we're going to talk about when to bet this, because that's something else you specialize in. Go ahead.
Here's the bottom line. Clemson's not ranked anywhere in the BCS, nowhere in the USA Today, and you get the odds makers give them respect and have them as the 16th best team in the nation. On the flip side, Georgia Tech is ranked around 12, 10, 11, depending on which agency you believe. So I think there's a lot of value there because of that on the Clemson side.
Actually, let's think about this, though. And this is what Marco and I disagree with a lot. And it's all I kind of think if he just gets this last point, he won't ever lose. But we know that's not true, because Marco wins a lot even missing this point. And I'm saying it with a smile, but I do believe it. If the team is 12, Georgia Tech or so in the public polls, and it's a neutral field and the game opens a pick 'em, then really, where is the value? You would think this line would be 3 or 4, and if so, I would see what you're saying. Hey, the public likes Georgia Tech, they don't like Clemson. I'm getting 3 or 4 points for the value. But you're thinking that Clemson should be underrated here, but are they if it's a pick 'em game?
Yes, and here's the reason why. Because they're meeting this gimmick offense for the second time, and this game's going to be 100 times easier for them. Reasons. Georgia Tech completed 4 passes in that game. 4. And Clemson's the 12th best defense against the pass. So they go into this game knowing Georgia Tech's going to have no success passing the ball. Now, all of a sudden, you saw that running game. You saw that. You know how to defend it. You showed that in the second half. You got a bunch of tape to watch all week, and they're going to stop them this week. And I know the odds maker sees that coming into this game. And if he made Georgia Tech a 2-3 point favorite, they would have got steamed all the way down to pick 'em regardless.
Okay, so what you're saying is, and Marco, I'll let you jump in. You're making a fundamental handicap. You're saying all things considered, fundamentally, because they played before, because of the pass-run matchups, you're saying that Clemson's the better team.
Yeah.
You're getting 1 point. That's fine, but I don't think it's about Clemson being undervalued, because if they were undervalued, how in the heck on a neutral
points.
Can they be?
Correct. No, it isn't one of them moves where I'm like, the line's way off, and this is why I'm going to bang it. I know I'm getting 3 points.
You just think Clemson's the better team.
This is one of them games that I'm going to bet because I feel that they have a lot of handicapping advantages.
Which is a valid free pick. They're the better team. But the fact is they're begging for Georgia Tech action here, which is another thing you like to talk about, because you've got an unranked team on a neutral against a top 15 team.
Right.
So based on that, I would like Clemson with that given. But I will say one thing. You said about them not passing the ball in the first one. If Georgia Tech does not throw the ball twice as many times as they did in the first game, huge mistake in game plan, because Clemson's
good luck. They could try it. It doesn't mean they're going to have success doing it. That's the difference.
They have to do that a couple times in this game. And the thing is, with these gimmicky teams like Navy too, when they do complete a pass play, it's usually a big pass play.
RJ hit it. He's right. 7 out of 10 games. 7 out of 10 of my bets are based because I think there's value in the line, and then there's that 3 of 10 of them that not just my gut, it's the handicap and it's the situational edge that I think a team has. But 7 out of 10, it has to be you're getting a better number. I agree with that.
But quickly you think the line's going to go up? Play Clemson on game day.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
You're going to get more. You're going to get more than
kickoff,
one.
you'll get more points.
All right. Good conversation this week, guys. Okay, that was segment 2 of 4. Next up, we're going to be talking Texas, Nebraska. And remember, you can get all of our videos at pregame.tv, or if you want to download and listen, just go to iTunes and search for pregame.com.